everybody. My name is Fausto from Cyber Trading University. How's everybody doing this wonderful afternoon, 12 o'clock here in New York? I don't know where you guys are logged in from, but welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's had a really nice, what a crazy market. My God, we're up 389 points. We're getting a lot of good run-ups in the market. I'm going to teach you exactly how to use certain tools and how to be, basically how to trade like a market maker, like here on Wall Street. Having a lot of good runs-ups. AI is moving up really nicely. We had a nice little correction in Coinbase, and what else we had that move this morning that was pretty good. All the banking stocks that you've been seeing, it's been going on. A lot of them been moving, but we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff, and we're going to teach you a little bit more about it. But before we get started, everybody, and start getting into the detail and the fun about our class, just quick little disclosure, just let you know. Listen, not going to make any guarantees or promises. It all varies student to student. Just be very wise, very smart before you go out there and make your trade. Now, this is what we're going to cover. Okay, so we got a lot of good things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about basically how to find the big money, how the market's moving. We're going to talk about the most important tools to use, the best times to trade, how to be an overall, decent trader. You don't got to be the best. You don't want to be the worst, but you just want to be consistent, and how to kind of like maybe implement this into a swing trade, maybe even an option trade. And then also going to teach you how most people make mistakes looking at charts backwards. I'm going to talk a little bit about that and so much more. Now, to let you know a little bit about myself, everybody, I've been doing this for over 20, it's almost 30 years. Oh my God. And I've traveled around the world. I've traded hundreds of thousands of people over the years, and I love teaching people. The thing is this, I see too many of you lose money. And the reason why a lot of you are losing money is because you're trading stocks that really are just too volatile. They're out of your league. And you know what? You probably just don't know where to look. Remember why you're here. You're here to make money. That's the only reason why. And to go out there and trade, it's all about risking the least amount of money as possible with the high amount of reward. And that's what we're going to cover. So at the end of this presentation, everyone, I'm going to give everyone access to come join my trading room, so you can meet people just like here you see on the screen. You know, why we've been in business 30 years, why we're endorsed by every brokerage firm in the industry, why we have a 5-star review on Google, which is probably the best in the industry. Well, hopefully at the end of this presentation, you're all going to stick around, because everything that I covered, we practice what we preach. I'm going to invite you in the trading room so you can see it live in the market. Now, my question to everybody is this. This is a live webinar, so the more questions you ask, the better I could help you. Now, my question to you is this. How long has everybody been trading here for? Have you been doing this for a couple of weeks, a couple of months? Just give me, you just put in the chat and just let me know. Couple of weeks. Okay. Mike, what about you? Bill, I see a bunch of people in here. How's everybody, where did everyone learn how to trade? Just started. Okay. Few years. All right. Good. All right. Well, listen, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Okay. And the reason why is this. When it comes to trading, listen, you always need to learn what's going on every day. And believe me, I don't care how long you guys have been doing it for. Some of you have been doing it backwards. And that's the way I have to look at it. So I'm basically going to be covering all that stuff with you in the trading room. Now, listen, Nasdaq had a nice little run up. You saw a big crash yesterday. You're like, what's going on? Is it CPIs? Is it Credit Suisse? Is it the banks? Is it the Fed rate that we had yesterday? What is making these things go up and go down? Well, the thing is this. There's a lot of uncertainty, and a lot of people are getting really nervous on their long-term trades. Don't know what you want to do with your IRAs. Maybe you don't want to blow up your account. Maybe you got fired from your job and you want to do something as new career. Obviously, a lot of us experienced what happened during COVID. But what you have to understand is that there are opportunities to be made money all the time in trading. But my deal, and the way I was trained, because I live here in New York, I was trained by some of the best traders in the world, is that it's not about making money. You know what the real issue? It's about stop losing it. That's what everyone has to understand. I mean, listen, you see a stock like that one on the left, PACW. I mean, this is in one day. Stock goes from 26 down to 25. And then all of a sudden, next day, it goes from like drops all the way down to 9, and it went shot up down to 12. And you're like, wow, look at the volatility on that. There was so much great opportunity out there. And then you look at a stock like FRC, another bank. Stock goes from 48 down to 36. You could have made a lot of money on the short. And then the next day, you see the stock run from 22 up to 36. And like, my God, I mean, Amazon doesn't do this. Facebook doesn't do this. Tesla doesn't do this. But then, you got to know, is it time to get in? Is it time to get out? Is this the top? Is this the bottom? What's making all these things move? It's all about following the money. That's it. And that's everyone's biggest issue here. Think about how much better and smarter trades you would make if you were able to see what made the stock go up. Where's it and where is it going to stop by knowing where 70% of the sellers are going to be on the street. That's where it comes down to it, and that's why people fail, because they focus too much time what's happening in the past, and they never ever focus on the future. Question here. Not doing the best time of the year. Markets less. You know exactly what you're doing. Well, Morgan, I'm going to do the best I can to kind of explain that in detail for you. Okay. But the thing is this: trading, I just want you to understand, is not a full-time job. It's a part-time job. You just got to know where to look, and you got to know what's moving, and you just got to be focusing on just making that day's pay. Now, right here you have on the screen, I actually came out with a mouse pad and I designed it. Trading, most of the volatile happens within the first hour of the open and the last hour of the close. We do some pre-market trading in the early morning hours. I mean, sometimes those things do move, but it's not a full-time job. So if you're like West Coast and you're not an early riser, you're not going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. But that's okay, because you could trade the afternoon. You saw what happened yesterday, how that market crashed, literally like 300 points, 400 points in 30 minutes. Great opportunities to get a nice short off. Or maybe what happened, company came out with earnings the day before and the market opens up early. So pretty much there are very good time slots when to trade and when not to trade. Now, here you have an example of big run up here at 9:30 this morning. Stock goes from $17 all the way up to 19 in about an hour. I mean, if you ever think about that for a second, if you bought 500 shares of that stock and you made $2, that's $1,000. That's $250,000 salary there. That was what? An $8,000 investment? Who doesn't want that job? You see, you don't have to go out there and kill it, because it's all about, it makes its run at those times and then it kind of slows down. So let's go over these examples. Next, a couple examples out here. Here, ZIM. Look how the stock in the pre-market had a big run. It ran from $19.50 all the way to $22. And then once the market opened up, it went from 22 to 24. So there are big volatilities at those times. But the thing you have to understand is like, well, some of you might come in late and like, oh, I see the stock, big news. But then all of a sudden, there's this thing called program trading, reversal times. And if you didn't get out there at the time at 24 and you didn't see those orders out there, boom, now you're down to 21. You know what I mean? We've all been there. We've done that. So there are very specific times when you should be in trades and when you should not be around. Okay. Now, can't buy the news. Listen, a lot of us go out there and you just need to know what makes them move due to, even though a company comes out of news, it's all about the volatility that does it. So I want to talk about how we actually monitor this stuff. Jerry, good to see you too. Hi, Jerry. All right. Let's talk about something called level 2. All right. So now what I want to get into is the fun part of it and kind of train you all like, okay, well, how do you know the thing's going to continue to go up? What drives them up? Who's running them? I'm going to start off with this one right here. Does anybody here have Nasdaq level 2? That's my question. Anyone have level 2? A lot of you do. Okay, good. Everyone has, a lot of people. So some of you don't. Okay, let me explain to the people who don't have it and versus have it. So right here on the left-hand side, this is called the bid. This is where the buyers are located. On the right is the ask. Those are the sellers. Now, the way it works is this. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. You got three columns: a four-letter abbreviation of an exchange or a brokerage firm, excuse me, the price they want to buy it, and the amount of shares they want to buy. Everything there is multiplied by 100. So it's basically what you're looking at is a negotiated market. People are negotiating what they want to buy the stock for and what they want to sell it for. Okay. The problem with level 2 is this: it's outdated. It's been outdated since the 90s. Okay. I know every brokerage firm offers for free, and you know what? That's basically what it's worth. And we all know why if it's so great, why would something be free? Okay. So what happened was they had to change things around, and over the years, the exchanges obviously made things a little bit better for us to trade. Now, have any of you ever heard of something called an ECN or Nasdaq Total View, Archipelago? I don't know if you ever heard of these platforms. Anyone here? Anyone heard of them? Well, let me just explain to you a little bit what they are. I am one of the original day traders that started back in the early 90s. Okay. Now, what happened was I was one of the beta testers that helped for example, Nasdaq to help build an exchange to allow you to go out there and compete against every brokerage firm out there. So you technically have a seat on the exchange. You probably don't realize that. You probably thought you had to dish out $1 million to go buy a seat on New York Stock Exchange. Those days are over. Those days are over. Actually, it was over when Hurricane Sandy came around, because everyone here knew about working from home. Well, that happened when Hurricane Sandy, when New York City was underwater. But let me explain to you what we got going on here, because I think what you're about to see right now is going to be quite disturbing. What I'm about to show you, you're going to stop and think about this and be like, why didn't no one ever teach me this? I mean, like, anyone ever take any classes before? Because what you're about to see is going to be quite disturbing, because I am now about to teach you how to read the future and not to read the past, which most people do. Let's start off with something called Nasdaq Book Viewer. Now, for some of you here don't know me, I'm actually a regular guest at Nasdaq, and right here to kind of show you, right on our page, our homepage, our website. This is our website right here. And here's a video of me actually at the Nasdaq Center teaching, their audience how to trade off Nasdaq Book Viewer. So let me explain to you what we got here. You're basically seeing every order on the exchange, every buyer, every seller, everything. Okay. So where Nasdaq, when you're looking at the level 2, you're only seeing like the best buyer and the best seller. You're not seeing all the buyers and all the sellers. So you have to understand something. I know all of us here were always taught something called support and resistance. The problem is you can't have a support without buyers, and you can't have resistance without sellers. So let me show you how we put this in all perspective. Here you have a stock, PACW, one of the bank stocks. It goes down. It went all the way down, went to a price of $8.50. And right around between 10:15, it decided it didn't want to go lower. Actually wanted to go higher. What would make that stock go up? It's not the Fibonacci. It's not a MACD. It's not a 200 moving average. What it basically comes down to is this. There are a lot of buyers out there that want to buy the stock PACW. But when you get down to $8.50, you will notice that you had a 61,000 share buyer out there, and another 8,300, just about 2 pennies below that. Exactly, Tim. We logged in from YouTube. It's the buyers. You're seeing buyers out there. So now you have a seat on that exchange. You get to see it. Why? Because you always wonder, why did the stock go up? It went up because of the 61,000 shares buyer came in, not because Kramer said so. Okay. And on the reverse side, you ever go out there and wonder, why didn't you get out of a position and it started going down on you? I mean, here, even on Apple, Stock goes from 154. Once it got around 2 o'clock, about 2 hours later, it decided, don't want to go up anymore. And it went all the way from that 156 down to 154. Why would it do that? Because there's a 24,000 share seller out there. Now, you might not think that that's a lot of shares, but when you're looking down that list, you got 100 shares, 700, 1,000, 27,000 is, it's a lot. 20, 30, maybe 50 times more than the average trade that's out there. And not only that, but there are 377 orders out there that make the 24,000. So that's not one person. That's 377 different people that make up that 27,000. So what do you want to do? Do you want to hold on to it, or do you want to get out where that guy's getting out? That's how you read the future and not focus on the past. Now, you can't have support level without buyers, and you cannot have resistance levels without sellers. Almost the totally opposite way you were trained. Think about it. What makes a support level? Buyers. What makes a resistance level? Sellers. And if those people if they're not out there, it's not gonna stop where you thought it was gonna stop. Let's go check out another stock, BBIO. So BBIO is going down, right? Okay. Now, I have a question to ask all of you here. When a stock goes down, when is it going to stop? What is going to prevent the stock from going any lower? Can anybody answer that question? What do we need? What do we need on to prevent it from stop going lower? Exactly, Tim. We need buyers. Right, everyone? Can everybody just write that in the trading room? I don't want to, listen, don't, I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. Just write buyers. Everybody write B, 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 right? Just write buyer out there. Steve, what about you? Bobby, Jerry, Steve, there you go. All right, good. All right. Now, let me explain to you how things work. Do you see buyers out there? Do you see buyers at that $16 or anywhere? No, I don't. So how do we know? We have to go and find out and look at those platforms. So we're going to hop on here on the Nasdaq. We're going to say, okay, well, if it's going down, I need to find out where there's the most amount of shares out there. And I can see right here that there's a 22,000 share buyer at 1550 and another 5,000 share buyer at 51. So you're talking literally, and another 10,000 at 1547. So right around there, I would probably say is the more majority buyers than any other order out there. I mean, look, 200, 500, 87. I mean, you're talking literally about 30 to 40,000 shares there. Well, guess what? What are we doing? Following the money. And by following that money, look what ends up happening. Stock goes from 18 down to that 1550, hit it, went back up, hit it, went back up, hit it. I mean, eventually that guy wasn't getting off the bid. And now the stock went from 1550 all the way to 1650. Now you might look at that and be like, okay, big deal. It went up $1. Should I kind of remind you? 1,000 shares, dollar move, $1,000, $250,000 salary. Who doesn't want that job? Okay. Pays a hell of a lot more money than Social Security. I can tell you that. Bobby has a question: with or without us it going? Well, listen, you got to understand something, Bobby. It doesn't matter what you think, okay? It matters what the street thinks. Once you think you know what's going to go on, if it's going to continue, you're going to be on the wrong side. Let's go check out BLPH, okay? Here's another example. Okay, so BLPH had a nice little run-up, popped in the afternoon, okay? But the question is, you own a stock. You always want to focus on taking a profit. Well, we're not going to work on the past on the chart. Let's focus on the future. And we go to NASDAQ Book Viewer, we got a 37,000 share seller out there. Now we got 100 shares, 200, 1,000, 10. Why would anybody waste their time with 10 shares? But anyway, 37,000 is a lot. I don't know. I don't think I want to own the stock with a big seller out there. Would you? Because look what ended up happening. Went right at that big seller. And if you didn't get out, it came right back down to 560. See what I'm saying, traders? Like, does that, by the way, did I lose anybody? Is anyone confused? Anyone get lost? All right, good. Good. You see, it's not that complicated. And by the way, like I told you, I am going to show you all this live in the market. So this is not like someone to pretend and, show you some fancy PowerPoint slides and show that I'm always like, oh, wow, that seems easy, Fausto. Don't worry about it. You're all going to see this live in the market. That's going to be the goal. Okay. Now, let's go. And that's why we call by the way, these big block orders, we call them iceberg orders. All right. So can I get a NASDAQ? Where can I get NASDAQ book view? Probably most of you asking. Listen, right there, datastore.nasdaq.com. Listen, I don't work for NASDAQ, but I don't want you to go out there and buy some third-party software. Just go right to the exchange. They'll sell it to you. It's like $15. It's a no-brainer. Okay. Now, when you purchase that, just to let you know, by the way, I think I have the QR code here. No, but I'm gonna have to add that in there. Hold on. Let me put a reminder here. Add QR for book view. Okay. So anyway, getting back to it, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you guys a workshop. So you're going to be a free workshop, so you can actually go out there and I'll show you how to set it up because you want to make sure you have it set up properly. Okay. Just want to make sure that's taken care of. Now, how can you tell if an iceberg order broke through? Okay. So now let's talk about something called the building effect, and we're going to talk something about level 4. All right. Now, I don't know if anyone here ever saw level 4 quotes, but if you think level 3 looks pretty, unique, wait till you start seeing it on a chart version. So here you have, by the way, if anyone here trades on Thinkorswim or any platforms, I know a lot of you here are logged into YouTube. Check my YouTube channels. Some of these videos are probably the most viewed to teach you exactly how that platform works. Okay. So I have really, really good detailed lessons on that. Now, yeah, look at that. I mean, I don't know when the last time I did this, but this had what, 6,000, 9,000 views or 688 likes. Not bad. Okay. So let's talk about the on a heat map. This is basically what we're looking at. So what we're seeing right here is we are going to see the actual buyer and seller and how long he was there for and if he gets executed. So this is going to be really, really cool when you see this. So here you have a big order here on the bid. You can see all these red lines. These red lines tell us where the big block orders are. And by knowing where those big block orders are, that will give us a sense of direction, why it's hitting it and why it's resisting it. Like here you have Amazon. Stock hits some big buyers here around $66. And then all of a sudden you could see how the stock is going higher. And not only is it getting higher, but you could see these sellers getting executed or they basically cancel their order. Listen, by the way, that could happen. A lot of people always ask, and like, how do I know these are real? Listen, they're real or not because a brokerage firm will not let you put orders out there without putting up your money. Okay. Now, can people cancel it? Absolutely. It's all about following those big orders. Let's look at this stock right here, PACW. So PACW had some really big resistance levels right around here, around 12. Okay. And you could see how the stock literally, basically, you're at 11, 12 is $1 away. Well, you're like, well, we're pretty far away. Maybe it's not going to happen. But if you notice right now, right around 1150, 1140, 1130, you're getting more iceberg orders are showing up. 70,000, 58,000, 28,000. And then all of a sudden, look what ends up happening. If you didn't see those orders and those people starting to show those orders, they want to get out. Look what ended up happening to that stock. It dropped literally $1.50 in less than an hour. You see what I'm saying? Like, you could see the orders, you could see how long they've been out there for, and you could see it on a nice, colorful chart, but you're not looking at an indicator, you're looking at a platform, which is totally, totally different. Let's check out the stock Key this week we traded. So you could see Key had resistance levels right around here, around 1230. And you could see from here how a consistent line was there from all the way from 1230 right around that $47, 47,000 shares. See, like right here on the right, that's level 3. On the left, that's all level 4. By not having a game plan and knowing that he was out there when he showed up at 10 o'clock in the morning, if you held on to that trade, look what ended up happening. It dropped all the way down to 1160. And he's still out there. He's still out there. So that's why it is so important to have a game plan and knowing where those sellers are. Let's go back to look at check out Key again. Not only did he get out there, but now look what happened. Another seller showed up for 1250. What do you think is going to happen with all these sellers out there? It just goes lower. And then when is it going to stop? When the buyers start showing up. And by the way, you can see this big seller out there pulled his order. That's basically what happened here. So, these are things that you have to look at when it comes to trading. Now, what happens when the roof gets pulled off your house, right? Everybody hear that phrase? When you break through resistance, the roof wears resistance. There isn't any. And this is what happens in this situation. Stock hits 1250 and boom, look at it. There's nothing to stop it from going higher because all those sellers got executed. So sometimes you might think you got a winner and things going down, and then you wonder like, how did it bounce back? What ran it up? You got to follow the orders and you got to see if those orders are getting executed. Now, you could apply this to swing trading, investing, anything. Now, does anybody here have a stock you want to look at? Anyone here? Just tell me. We'll look at one of them. I'll give you one stock that we were looking at today. Okay, and let me simplify this really quick. Hold on. Let me bring up a small chart. Let me pick something else. Okay. So today, we had a pretty good move on the stock AI. All right. Okay, got a couple of stocks there. Okay, good. We'll look at them. Nishan, we'll check it out. So here's the stock called AI. Now, can anybody tell me what happened to AI? Could you tell me a synopsis of what happened to this stock? And make it tell me. Started 9:30 this morning, ran from $23, and then had a nice little run to about what price? Where did it go up to? It popped, right? Kind of stopped right here around 26. All right, you see that? Right about there. Why did it stop at 26? Anybody know? Why not 27? Why not 26.20? Why 26? Why 26? How about this? I'm going to bring up level 4. See it right there? There was a big seller out here, and he added to his order for 32,000 shares at 26. There was a seller right here at 25, and you could see that order got filled. And then obviously now all these other orders start showing up here. So a lot of the orders start showing right around 26. So once you got past this buyer right here, this seller right here, guess what? It goes to the next resistance levels. And that's what happened here at 26. Thomas has a question. How do you find all these decided that the stocks you are going to trade for the day? There's a selection review. Let me just share that. Okay. Kind of like, oh, it won't show. There's a new comment. Okay. So here you go. There's a question from Tom. So Tom, that's a great question. So what I'm going to do is at the end of the presentation, you are going to have access, including everybody here. I'm going to invite you all to come into my pre-market trading day, where we start trading around 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. So I'll show you exactly how to find those stocks, and you could see them before everybody else gets to them, which is going to be, something I think was pretty cool. Okay. Does that answer your question, Tom? All right. Now we did have a couple of people here that did bring up a stock that we want to check out. So let me type that in. So some of you said, what was it? This is an FRC. Okay, let's look at that one. FRC. And actually, let me bring up a little different chart here. There we go. Here, let me bring this up here. All right. FRC. Okay. So FRC is coming down pretty hard. Okay. Everybody see that? Now, the thing you have to ask yourself is, when is it going to stop? What is going to prevent this stock from going lower? What do we need? While you guys are typing in, I'm going to look up a platform right now, and I'm going to do my homework on this stock for you. What do we need the stock from stop going lower? We need buyers, right? There you go. There you go. Buyers, right? Buyers. Look at that. Buyers. Okay. Do you see any buyers in FRC? I don't see a damn thing. Okay. So, but if you look right here, it seems like it wanted to go up right here, right? Everybody see that? Right around that price right there? Wow, that's it. Right around $12. Interesting. So you watch this stock going down from $14, and it finally starting to go up around 12. All right. If you look right here, fellow traders, these buyers started showing up, and he kept adding to his position. And look how dark red that is. There's a 211,000 share buyer right there. Not 200 shares, not 2,000, 211,000. Okay? That's the reason why it went up. Now, where's going to be resistance levels? Well, right around here, around 1260, I've got 111,000 shares out there looking to be sold. Did you need indicator to tell you that? Did you need Kramer to tell you that? Did you need Fox Business or CNBC to tell you that? By knowing that that buyer was there, gave you a sense of direction where it was going. Now, did I lose anybody? All right. So, who here wants to see this live for a whole day? Who wants to see basically how to find these stocks, see if they continue to go up, and actually more or less see if people actually make money doing this? Well, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to invite every one of you in the next few minutes to come and join me in my trading room, and you'll see the hundreds of traders that we traded over the years. So you could basically see what they're buying and what they're selling. Now, for you to get started, to get back in that trading room, listen, you don't need any money to do this, okay? All we want you to do is watch. We don't want you to have a brokerage account. We don't want you to do any trading, okay? Because we didn't teach you. You know, the biggest thing you have to look at is this. Before you ever make an investment in anything, you need to be sold to see if it makes sense, if you get it or not. So getting out all this stuff and buying it is a waste of your time. So this is what you need to do. Everyone should have basically the access right there. I got two QR codes. Take your phone, right? Take your phone, take a picture right now. Everybody know how to do that? Bring up your camera. If you go right here, you got your camera right here. It says camera. There you go. So you got your camera. Take a picture, and you'll see when you do that. Just show you what happens. You'll get a registration page. There you go. Accept the cookies and just get started right here. That's all you have to do. Get started. Tell us a little bit about you so we make sure we know what you're getting yourself involved in. That's all you need to do. It's as simple as that. So and also you got the link right there. We have it in the chat room. You can click on that. So the color breakouts on the book map means that the buyers or sellers are no longer there. Yes, but the question is, but we didn't teach you. I'd have time to do that. Is that you don't know if that trader got executed or he just canceled his order. That's what you have to look at. Okay. And that's what we're going to show you, when you come into the trading room. All right. Now, anyone else have any questions? A couple of shout outs really quick here. First of all, I'd like to thank, I see we got a bunch of people registering right now. Kate, I got your registration. Welcome aboard. Stephanie, welcome aboard. Ashley, got your registration. Thank you very much. Now, listen, everybody here. When you take that picture and you call in, all you're going to have to do is you're going to talk to an education advisor. They're going to invite you into the trading room. Let me just show you. Here's the trading room that you guys are going to be in right here. Actually, they're trading a stock right now that's moving up pretty good. Nugget. Looks like that stock is moving well. You see all the traders here on the left-hand side? These are all our traders around the entire world. All of them. Right here in the middle, here's our instructors. You can see all instructors right here, all the C2 staff. You're going to see we do alerts. And we do live audio broadcasts, so you'll hear live audio. We only do them in the first hour and the last hour. But you're going to get all this stuff, fellow traders, just for, it's not going to cost you anything. You got one day in that room, okay? So use it wisely, all right? So if you won't get access to the room until you activate it. So when you fill out that questionnaire, you'll talk to an education advisor. They're going to tell you a little bit about it, and then you'll get into the room. And listen, that's all you need. That's all you need is one day, all right? And you'll make a decision. Now, any other questions? A couple other people just registered. Tanger got your registration. Welcome aboard. Fran got your registration. Welcome aboard. Benita, welcome aboard. Got your registration. Good, good, good. All right, just calling out people that registered. Guys, listen, fellow traders, it's free, okay? Are you sick and tired of losing money? Are you sick and tired of paying somebody and don't know if it's for you or not? Have you went out there and already lost money already, or just started, or you're getting into this industry and don't understand? Go out there and make this investment. What's the worst thing that can happen? You know what the worst thing's going to happen to you? You're going to get really ticked off because you wish you knew this beforehand in some of the trades that you were not in, because you probably wouldn't have been in those trades in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Remember, I live here in New York. We have a 5-star rating on Google, okay? We're endorsed by the biggest brokerage firms in the industry, TradeStation, Thinkorswim, Schwab. I've done several events with. And that's just naming the big ones, not even the little ones. You'll never hear that, all right? AAA rating at the Better Business Bureau. Why is that? Because you know what we do is this. When we invite you in our trading room, we want to make sure it's for you, okay? You might jump in there and be like, oh my God, thank God I was in this room because I realized it's not for me or not, But wouldn't it be nice to know before you make your first trade? Think how much smarter and better trading decisions would you have made if you were able to see those orders in the future and stop focusing on the past. Steve says, I'm having trouble getting on my YouTube channel. Okay. Well, listen, I told you, take your phone, right? Bring your camera. When you click on your camera right there, and you'll be able to start accessing it right there. Okay. Or you can click on that link I just posted up there. Another question came across here. Morgan, I'm Pacific time and I have a scheduled appointment approximately next 20 minutes. Can I join tomorrow? No, you don't have to start right now. You could start Monday. You could start next week. You could start tomorrow. You can start your trial when you're ready to start it. You don't have to start it right now. Okay? Absolutely not. Yeah, there's the link right there for Steve. Just there you go, ctu./ right there. Okay. Any other questions? Think about it. Would you ever think of coming into a webinar before here and all of a sudden you never knew that you could actually see all these orders and know you could act, and you knew they existed. You know it existed. And now all of a sudden it's like, my God, you know, I mean, how much I would have never got in certain trades if I could see those 50, 60,000 share buyers out there. Hey, let's go back to I want to show you something pretty cool. Remember that stock Fran, right? The stock Fran right here. Let me zoom in over here so you can see a little bit bigger. Right? Look what happened to the stock, right? See how the stock went from that price right there, around 12, and you know, and it's kind of hovering right here at this high right there. So it's kind of doing that. You know why? Because of this buyer out there for 230,000. That's why. It's because of him. Not because of him that's resisting from going higher, but look how it's trading within that range. You know, if you saw that stock when it was at 1250, you could have bought it somewhere close to 1210, right below where this buyer was, and you're making money right there. I'm telling you, fellow traders, it's not that difficult. Get your phone, scan the barcode, or type in that address. Let's get you in the trading room. Let me show you why Cyber Trading University has been around for 30 years, and hopefully you could change your life for the best. All right? So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad I was able to teach you how to shadow iceberg orders and how to use level 3 and level 4, but this is only the beginning. Now let's go out there and see what it's like to trade in the pre-market. Let's see how it's like trading in the aftermarket. Let's just see if other people make money doing it, because the most important thing that you have to learn is how to stop losing money. And the only way you're going to learn is not focus on the past, but focus on the future. So with that said, thank you very much, everyone. Bobby, Morgan, thank you very much. I really appreciate all your help out there for coming in. And I look forward to seeing you all in the trading room. All right. Thanks, everybody. Happy trading.